Hi everybody, it's Zach from Nomadic Arts Archery, and today we're gonna use a bit of a different format, but we're gonna talk about thumbrings again. And this time we're gonna use terminology that was used by Ottomans, and I picked that up from Murat, and we're gonna use his terminology, at least I'm gonna do that, to describe different parts of ring. So which are those parts? There's eshik, that would be this part where you rest the string, at least on this ring. There's kash, that would be this part. There's a halka, which is this part. And there's a kash. Kash would be this part in here. They're all important, and we're gonna try to explain different things on different ring. There's also kulak. This thumbring is not made by me, it's made by Pavel Pievsky, and I'm just gonna use it to demonstrate what the kulak is. So it is this piece of leather. I just glue it quickly just for demonstration, and it would be used, if it doesn't fall off, oops, it will be used like so. Yeah, should be a bit bigger in order to use kulak, but I don't use it. So there's different thicknesses on eshik. Here we got two rings. This one obviously has more pronounced eshik, and it has a scalloped kash. Scallop means the groove is kind of inverted. On kash we got different types. One that is broken inwards, and we got one that is broken outwards. This one is modeled after the thumb that was sold through Sotheby's for some $100,000 or something. I decorated it just to practice, means nothing. Another inward scalloped that people like to call it Kipchak or something like that. I don't know, I just call it inward scalloped. Halka doesn't need too much explanation. Most of the rings that I encounter, antique rings, they have it very, very thin, comparing to the modern makes that has it way thinner. Actually, way thicker, my bad. Damak, which is inner part, it funnels out, and that adds your comfort. On this particular ring, you can see how halka follows damak and also flares out. That's very important. That's why many rings like a vermeil, they're so uncomfortable, because halka is not done right. It should be pointed outward, sort of on this angle. Obviously I'm exaggerating. That would be damas, that would be kash, that would be halka. So basically all those terms I picked up from Murat. He has a video on it, and I will try to post his link so you can learn all about that. We briefly talked about the kulak. This ring doesn't have that vertical cache. This one has it much more vertical, and that would be trademark of very early and very late thumbrings. That's from our conversation that we stumble upon. So if a ring has some 30 degrees, or 36 would be most common, that would be angle in between cache and halka, front angle. Earlier and later example had it almost 90 degrees. They would use lately, or in later stages, mostly for distance shooting, and they would be much more comfortable with zipper. So all those terms you can find in Murat's video. Excellent video, highly recommended. So this ring was not made by me, it was made by Pavel Nevsky, if I pronounce it right. So I have to give him credit, it's a very nice ring. So I think this explains a bit about the rings. This one, for example, has a cache engraved, since cache is biggest part of the ring. It's proper way, it's a proper place to put engraving on it. I added enamel. There are not too many examples of enamel on the thumb rings. It would be mostly in yellow, but that wears off rather quickly. This one is modern enamel, and it's readily available, and it's easier to use. So I think that explains a bit. So if you got any questions, do not hesitate to ask. All the comments leave in a comment section. You don't have to text me. I always think it's a customer, then I jump on it. So that will do for now. I gotta go and make a lunch. Bye.